Don't call us, we'll call you. That one line is the entire idea behind webhooks, and once it clicks, a huge chunk of how modern apps talk to each other suddenly makes sense. Here's the problem it solves. Most of the time, when your app needs to know that something happened somewhere else, a payment went through, a new message arrived, a build finished, it has to keep asking. Over and over and over. Webhooks flip that around completely. Instead of you constantly asking, the other service promises to tell you the instant it happens. You hand them an address, you go do literally anything else, and they knock on your door the moment there's news. In the next 10 minutes, I'll show you exactly how that works, why it saves an almost absurd amount of wasted effort, the real ways teams use it every single day, and the handful of gotchas that trip people up. Picture your app waiting for a payment to clear. You've handed a customer off to a payment company, and now you need to know the second the money actually lands so you can ship their order. How do you find out? The obvious way is just to ask. Your app sends a request over to them. Any updates yet? The answer comes back, nope, not yet. So you wait a bit and you ask again. Nothing yet. Ask again. Still nothing. This is called polling, and it's exactly what it sounds like, knocking on the same door on a timer, hoping this is the time something finally changed. It works. People ship it every day. But think about what's actually happening here. You are forcing the other server to answer the same pointless question again and again, and almost every single answer is, nothing has changed. It's the kid in the back seat asking, are we there yet, except forever, and at the speed of a computer. Now let's do the math, because the waste is genuinely a little shocking. Say you poll once a minute. That already feels reasonable, even a touch slow. Once a minute is 60 times an hour, and that's 1,440 requests every single day for one thing you're watching. And how many of those actually carry news? Maybe a handful. The payment clears once. The rest, almost all 1,400 of them, come back empty-handed, burning a request, a response, and a little slice of both servers' time just to tell you absolutely nothing. Poll faster, say every second, and you're suddenly over 80,000 requests a day to catch a few real events. Now multiply that across thousands of users, each with their own things to watch, and you've built an expensive machine whose main job is asking a question it almost always already knows the answer to. There has to be a better way. And there is. So here is the flip, and it's beautifully simple. Instead of your app pestering the other service, you turn the whole relationship inside out. You tell the service exactly once, here is my address, the moment this specific thing happens, send the news straight to me. Then you stop asking entirely. No timer, no loop, no are we there yet. You just wait, doing nothing, until the other side reaches out to you. That reversal is the webhook. Polling is your app pulling for updates. A webhook is the other service pushing them to you the instant they exist. One is you phoning the restaurant every 2 minutes to ask if your table is ready. The other is you leaving your number and getting a single text the moment it opens up. Same information, same outcome, but almost all of the wasted effort just quietly disappears. Think about a busy restaurant that's completely full. In the polling world, you'd walk up to the host every couple of minutes and ask, is my table ready yet? Annoying for you, annoying for them, and you can't wander off in case you miss your turn. Now picture the version with the little buzzer they hand you at the door. You register, they take your name and give you the buzzer. Then you go sit down, get a drink, live your life. And the moment your table opens, the buzzer lights up and shakes in your hand. That buzzer is a webhook. You registered your interest one time, then you were completely free, and the restaurant took on the job of reaching out to you at exactly the right second. Your app's public address is the buzzer. The event you care about is the table being ready. Hold that picture in your head, because the real mechanism maps onto it almost perfectly. So how does this actually work under the hood? It's 4 steps, and honestly that's the whole thing. First, you register a web address with the service, and you tell it which events you actually care about. Then at some point, something happens on their end, an event fires. Next, the service makes an ordinary web request over to your address, carrying the details of exactly what happened. And finally, your server receives it and quickly replies, got it. Register, event, deliver, acknowledge. That little loop is every webhook you will ever touch, whether it's a payment company, a code host, a chat app, or some tiny startup's API. It never really gets more complicated than those 4 moves. So let's walk each of them slowly, because the details are precisely where people get tripped up. Step 1, you register. Somewhere in the other services settings, a dashboard you click through, or a one-time API call, there's a place to add an endpoint. And an endpoint is just a public web address that you own and control, sitting there ready to receive messages. You paste in something like yourwrap.com/webhooks, and then you pick which events should be sent there. You don't want every twitch of their entire system firing at you. You subscribe only to the specific ones you care about, like payment succeeded, or a new push, or subscription canceled. From that moment on, the service has a standing instruction attached to your address. Whenever one of those chosen events happens, deliver it right here. You've set the trap once carefully, and now you get to walk away and forget about it. Step 2. Something happens. A customer's card finally goes through. A developer pushes new code. Someone submits your contact form at 2 in the morning. Whatever it is, that exact moment is the event, the precise thing you told the service you wanted to hear about. Internally, the service notices this event and checks its list. Is anyone subscribed to this? It finds your registered address sitting there waiting, and it packages up everything relevant about what just happened, who, what, when, how much into a neat little bundle of data. Notice that nothing has reached you yet. The service has simply spotted the event and gotten your delivery ready to go out. All of that took a few milliseconds, and every bit of it happened without your app lifting a finger or spending a single request. Step 3. The payload arrives. This is the actual webhook, the part people mean when they say I got a webhook. The service sends a plain web request to your address, and specifically it's a post, which just means it's carrying a body of data along with it, not merely asking for something. That body is the payload, a small structured document describing the event. Here's roughly what one looks like for a completed payment. There's a type field telling you which event this is. There's a timestamp for when it happened. And there's a data object holding the useful details, the amount, the currency, the customer. Your server reads that, sees the type is payment succeeded, and now it knows with zero polling and zero delay exactly what happened and everything it needs to actually act on it. That bundle showing up on your doorstep unrequested is the entire point of the pattern. Step 4. You answer back, and you answer fast. When that request lands on your endpoint, the service is standing there waiting for one specific thing: a quick reply that says, got it. In web terms, your server sends back a 200, which is the universal signal for all good. And here's the golden rule that catches almost everyone the first time. Reply first, then do the heavy work. Don't verify the order, email the customer, and update 3 databases all before you answer. The sending service is often impatient. If you take too long, it assumes the delivery failed and it may give up or send the whole thing again. So the pattern the pros use is: grab the payload, immediately send back your 200, and hand the actual work off to a background job. Acknowledge instantly, process later. Get that one habit right, and most webhook pain simply never shows up. Let's make this concrete with 3 examples you've almost certainly touched without ever realizing it. 1. Online payments. When a charge succeeds, the payment company fires a webhook straight to the store's server, and that webhook is what actually flips your order to paid and kicks off the shipping. The little checkout page redirecting you afterward is mostly just for show. 2. Code hosting. Every time someone pushes to a repository on a service like GitHub, it can fire off a webhook that automatically starts your tests and deploys the new version. That single mechanism is a huge slice of how modern software ships to users. 3. The humble contact form. Somebody fills it out and a webhook drops that message straight into a Teams chat channel, so a real human sees it within seconds. Payments, deploys, notifications, completely different products, but the same exact pattern humming underneath every single time. And this is completely real. You genuinely don't have to take my word for any of it. Every serious service that offers webhooks publishes documentation spelling out precisely which events it will send you and exactly what each payload contains. If you open the webhook documentation for one of the big platforms, you'll find a long menu of events you can subscribe to, and a clean sample of the data that arrives for each one. Think of that page as the contract between the two of you. It tells you exactly what to expect on your doorstep, so you can write code against it with real confidence instead of guesswork. When you're integrating something brand new, this documentation is the very first thing you go and read. No reverse engineering, no surprises, the whole message format is laid out for you in advance. Here is the scary part, and it's the one thing you absolutely cannot skip. Your webhook address is public. It has to be, so the real service out there can actually reach it. But that also means anyone on the internet who stumbles onto that URL can send fake events to it, cheerfully pretending to be the payment company and telling your app a payment succeeded when no money ever moved at all. So how on earth do you trust what shows up? Signatures. When the genuine service sends a webhook, it also tucks a signature into the request. A scrambled fingerprint calculated from the payload plus a secret key that only you and the service know. Your code recomputes that same fingerprint on its own end and checks that the two match. If they match, it's really them and you proceed. If they don't, you throw the whole request straight in the bin. Never ever act on a webhook you haven't verified. Treat an unsigned or mismatched one as an attacker knocking. A few more things will burn you if you're not ready for them. First, your endpoint has to be a public, secured web address, something actually out on the internet that the service can reach, not localhost sitting on your laptop. During development, a tunneling tool gives you a temporary public URL so real events can find your machine. Second, respond fast and push the real work into the background. Exactly like we said, slow handlers are the single biggest cause of webhook misery. Third, fully expect duplicates. Because networks are messy and deliveries sometimes look like they failed when they didn't, services will retry, and the very same event can land on you twice. The fix is to make each event repeat safe. Use the event's unique ID so that handling it a second time has the exact same effect as handling it once. Engineers call that idempotency. Design for retries and duplicates from day one, and honestly, you'll sleep just fine. So let's tie this whole thing together in 3 lines. 1. Webhooks reverse the flow. Instead of your app constantly asking, "Did it happen yet?" the other service just tells you the instant it does. 2. The mechanism is only ever 4 steps. You register a public address, an event fires, the service posts the details straight to you, and you quickly reply that you got it. 3. The 2 rules that keep you safe are verify every signature so you know it's truly them, and answer fast while doing the real work quietly in the background. Reverse the flow, 4 steps, 2 rules. That's it. That is Webhooks top to bottom. If Webhooks finally clicked for you, here's your natural next step. We kept saying answer fast, then hand the real work off to a background job, and the tool that makes exactly that clean and reliable is a message queue. It's the missing piece that turns a fragile, panicky webhook handler into something genuinely rock solid, and it's next up in this series. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And the next time a service offers you webhooks instead of forcing you to sit there and poll, you'll know precisely why that's a gift. Don't call them, let them call you.